Self-discipline is the foundation of every achievement, not motivation, not talent, just the decision to keep going, even when you don't feel like it. I was tired, my energy was low. Every morning I'd wake up feeling like I hadn't slept at all, dragging myself through the motions of another day. The spark I once had for life and work seemed to have faded, replaced by a constant sense of fatigue and frustration. I knew something had to change. My back ached from years of working non-stop, hunched over a desk, ignoring the warning signs my body was sending me. My health? It was on a steady decline. Doctors' reports confirmed what I already felt. I was losing strength, flexibility, and even my motivation to keep pushing forward. But deep down, I realized it wasn't just my body that was suffering, it was my mindset, my lack of discipline, and my inability to stick to the promises I made to myself. I spent a lot of time reflecting, journaling, and asking myself tough questions about what I really wanted from life. That's when I decided to give myself a challenge. 73 days, long enough to make a real difference but short enough to feel achievable. I marked the days on my calendar and wrote down my commitment in my journal, determined to see it through, no matter what. No excuses, no skipping. I promised myself that I would show up every single day, even when I didn't feel like it, even when it was inconvenient or uncomfortable. I knew that real change would only come from consistency and effort. So I started taking daily action, small steps repeated over time whether I felt motivated or not. I focused on building habits, tracking my progress, and celebrating every little win. This was my journey to reclaim my energy, my health, and my discipline one day at a time. The first day was rough. The alarm blared before the sun had even risen, and every part of me wanted to stay under the covers. My body felt heavy, my mind was foggy, and the thought of moving seemed almost impossible. But I knew that if I didn't start now, I might never start at all. So, with a deep breath, I forced myself out of bed, even though every muscle protested. I stretched, slowly and reluctantly, feeling the stiffness in my limbs. As I laced up my shoes, I tried to summon some determination, reminding myself why I wanted to make this change. It wasn't easy, but I showed up for myself, even when motivation was nowhere to be found. I walked over 5 kilometers that morning, more than I had managed in a long time. Each step felt like a small victory, a reminder that I was capable of more than I gave myself credit for. The city was quiet, and I found a strange peace in the rhythm of my footsteps. That one act, pushing past my limit, lit a fire inside me. I realized that the hardest part wasn't the workout itself, but simply starting. Once I got moving, I felt a spark of pride and a sense of accomplishment that I hadn't felt in ages. In that moment, I understood that I had more in me than I ever thought possible. The pain of starting was real, but so was the reward, and that was just the beginning. Not every day was great. Some mornings I woke up feeling completely drained, wishing I could just stay in bed. There were days when motivation was nowhere to be found, and the thought of starting my routine felt overwhelming. The weather, my mood, and even small setbacks made it tempting to give up. I had to fight laziness, pain, and boredom. Every excuse tried to convince me to skip just this once. But I realized that these moments were the true test, not the easy days, but the hard ones. Pushing through discomfort became my daily challenge, but I kept showing up. No matter how tired or unmotivated I felt, I made a promise to myself to take action, even if it was just a small step. Over time, these small steps added up, and the act of showing up became a habit. Because discipline doesn't care how you feel, it just asks, did you do it? It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or the right mood. It's about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in the moment. And with every day, I grew stronger, not just physically but mentally. Each checkmark on the calendar was proof that I could rely on myself. Discipline isn't about intensity, it's about consistency, about showing up again and again, until it becomes who you are. Everyone looks for visible change, abs, muscles, praise, but real discipline transforms the mind. I became focused, grounded, unshakable. I stopped chasing motivation and started trusting the process. Focus on what's invisible. Character, mindset, endurance. 73 days taught me that greatness isn't loud, it's quiet. Quiet actions, quiet growth, quiet wins. The world wants you to indulge, to take it easy. But self-discipline, that's your rebellion, that's your weapon. When you commit to yourself, you stop betraying your potential. So don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Start with what you have, where you are. today. Because discipline doesn't just change your routine, it changes your life. Discipline turns dreams into reality. Start your first day today,